Hey everybody, it's Trent. Oh, I was too high. Ah! When you're recording so much in a day, you're tired. 3, 2, 1, go. Hi everybody, it's Trent again. Today we're talking about Aegar the Freezing Flame, or as I call it, my overkill deck. Because after we read Aegar, you'll understand. Aegar is Izzet, so blue and red and a colorless, for a 3/3 giant wizard. Whenever a creature or planeswalker an opponent controls is dealt excess damage, if a giant wizard or spell was you control dealt damage to it this turn, draw a card. You want to do excess damage to draw cards. So, do I have to explain why City on Fire is in the deck? No. Because triple damage means that we're doing damage. Or the Twin Flame Tyrant version of a Giant, which is 2 and 2 red for Giant Berserker 3/4. If a giant source you control would deal damage or to a permanent or player, deals that damage, double that damage instead to that permanent or player instead. So when Fell Scalper comes in after that at 5, 6, 7 mana, when Fell Scalper enters the battlefield, you may destroy target creature you've tested 2 or less. You're not really doing damage to it, but you're... Oh, you gonna put that 2/2 in my way? Crush! Bloodfire Colossus is a fun little board wipe. 8 mana for... So 6 and 2 red for a giant 6/6. And with a red, sacrifice Bloodfire Colossus. It deals 6 damage to each creature and each player. So... because it's a giant doing it, that would be 12. 24, 36. 12 times 3 is 36. 36 damage to the board and to players. So that does it to you too. But the fact is, you're going to draw cards off of everything that died. Everything's going to die. And you get to start the board off again. But you'll have the win in your hand. You will. Because you're going to leave enough mana up for the cheapest little delayed blast fireball that you've ever casted. Which is 1 and 2 red for a delayed blast fireball deals 2 damage to each opponent and each creature you control. If this spell was cast from exile, so if you foretold it, or if you get somehow into exile, it deals 5 damage to each opponent and each creature they control instead. Goliath Daydreamer is a giant wizard. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand, exile that card with a dream counter on it instead of putting it in your graveyard as it resolves. Whenever a creature attacks, you may cast a spell from among the cards you own in exile with the dream counters on them without paying their mana cost. It's Arcane Bombardment on a creature. And it's a giant, so it fits the theme. If you watched my Lorwyn opening, you would have seen me crack Goliath Daydreamer and Boulder Aggressor. And Boulder Aggressor has double strike. Other giants you control have double strike. This deck is dangerous. And Cyclone Summoner, which is 5 and 2 blue. When Cyclone Summoner enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, return all permanents to their owner's hand, except for giant, wizards, and lands. Giant, wizard, giant. I'll tell you right now, there's only one creature I'm going to show you that's not a giant. Thundercloud Shaman, which is 3 and 2 red. Enters the battlefield, it deals damage equal to the number of giants you control to each non-giant creature. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 21. 42. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Not that one yet. Hammerback Goliath. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, you may put X/1/1 counters on Hammerback Goliath, where X is the creature's power. You'd play it early. You'd want to play it early, but It's a 7-drop, so you're not playing that early unless you're lucky. Galvanoff is one of my favorites. It's 3 and 2 red. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may look at the top card of your library. If it's an instant or sorcery card, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. So, kind of nice. Especially if you get like Mism Motors, which would only deal 4 damage to each target creature you control, but then that would go under Goliath Daydreamer. Dolmen Gate to protect your own people from attacking while they're attacking, which is 2 for prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to attacking creatures you control. A fun counter spell, which is 2 in red-blue. Counter target creature spell, and since backlash deals damage equal to that spell's power to its controller. Borderline Behemoth, which is 5 and 2 red. Trample Borderline Behemoth is +4/+4 for each of the giant you control. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. You're dead. 29, 30, 31, 32. 32. Plus the 4 he has, so he's 36. And to wrap it all off, the last Agni Kai. Target creature you control fights target creature your opponent controls. If the creature the opponent controls is dealt excess damage this way, you may generate that much red. Until end of your turn, unspent red mana is... You don't lose unspent mana for red as phases and steps end. I used to have a shirt that said Overkill is one of my many modes. Everyone in my friend group still calls me that to this day, that I'm Overkill, because I make sure things are dead. I'm hoping you're enjoying this series, and I'll see you in the next video.